Okay, so we're going to get started with actually performing the facial. I'm gonna go grab some water for our bowl. As you see, there should be two.
How are you?
There should be two screens on your screen now. One of them is going to be directly above me. And the other one will be the regular view looking at me. So to record in both. I like to have two water sources. So first, my bowl is gonna have water in it, but I like to have a squeeze bottle as well. I get my water from a tea kettle so that it's warm. So I just like to be able to warm it in the tea kettle, bring the tea kettle with me to do the service. And then from there, if I need extra, I have the squeeze bottle and the tea kettle. I'm gonna move the draping so that we have the exact draping. Lashes and tint.
Oh, is that what hers is? That was it?
No, she's doing both actually also. So we're gonna take our sponges, drop them in the water. They're compressed sponges, so they will expand. The warmer the water, the faster they'll expand. Laying our mannequin down. I like to lay my mannequin or have my client lay where the nape of their neck, right here, right about where their ear is, where their hairline is in the back. Have them on the drape so that they can have it tucked tightly, but without it being too tight on their ears. I'm gonna sanitize and drape by taking one side of my folded towel, folding it over, then taking the other side of my folded towel, fold it over. I like to make a little junction right there, and then do the same thing with the head wrap. So obviously this is a mannequin, so it's not gonna be as tight, but what I'm gonna do is actually tuck it into the other towel. I like to take my fingers and tuck it in. And then pull down to make sure the ears aren't folded. It's not gonna work, so I have to tie it.
I never thought about that.
Oh, just tying it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I say earlier? If it doesn't work the way you normally would, figure it out. That's okay. They don't know what's right. They just know that their hair is secure. They're not gonna get wet. Their ears are not folded. Okay, I'm gonna plug up this light so that we have good lights.
Did you see how long that really was? I think it's so loud.
It is so loud for no absolute reason.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
For the ozone button, we do that after it starts steaming?
No, you would turn it on first. I have a light on over my mannequin so that it's easy for you guys to see. You would not have your light on over your client like this until you are doing the skin analysis. So just keep that in mind. Perfect. All right, can everyone at home hear and see me? We've got two angles. Remember, we have our mannequin and then we have the front on. So we're gonna actually go through these segments now and perform a basic facial. Does anybody remember what those 6 segments were?
Cleansing,
Yep,
resurfacing,
okay,
analyze,
that's in the
extraction,
cleansing, extraction,
touch therapy,
touch therapy.
massage, deep treatment,
Mhm.
and dermal layering.
Absolutely, those are the 6. Cleansing, resurfacing, extractions, touch therapy, deep treatment, dermal layering. So the first thing that we're gonna do is our cleansing segment, which consists of 3 different sections. That is going to be the eye and lip cleanse, the first cleanse and the skin appropriate cleanser, and the skin analysis. So for the eye and lip cleanse, we've got our product here. We're going to take 3 cotton rounds. I like to lay them out in my hand. Dampen them. Squeeze them out and then pour that first cleanser directly on them. Now, I told you that the best way to do this so that you don't forget what's coming up next is once you're done with something, we're gonna get rid of it. So the pink towel or the pink paper is my station. Nothing else exists other than the client itself. So I am taking this as the first step and moving it off of my station. So now I know that I've done that cleanse. From there, I'm gonna take these 3 cotton rounds and I'm gonna fold them into half moons, product out, and then I'm gonna place them. One thing about me is I'm a stickler for an introductory touch. So starting and ending the same. An introductory touch is simply you letting the client know in the same way every time that you're about to start touching them. Remember, they're half naked in a room with a stranger. Introductory touch can simply be you using the back of your hands to touch their neck and shoulders and letting them know, hello stranger, I'm about to touch you, don't be alarmed. So I'm gonna introductory touch the client, come to their temples, taking 2 of my cotton rounds, cover the eyes, slight compress. I'm not pushing in, I'm just molding it to the eye. That's why we use wet. From there, I'm gonna introductory touch again because as you can see, I broke contact when I went like this. Introductory touch, do the same for the lip. Slight compress, breaking up any makeup that might be there. And then I'm gonna start removing. In your protocol book, you have a page that looks like this. It says cleansing on the top. It is going to be your entire cleansing segment step by step. No guessing needed. You are going to change the way you do these steps over time. Some stuff is gonna work well for you, some stuff you're not gonna like. As long as you do an eye and lip cleanse, a first cleanse for the face, a skin analysis, and a second cleanse with a skin appropriate cleanser, you have done the cleansing segment. So we're gonna go into removing the eye and lip makeup. I like to hold the skin taut on one side, fold that cotton round, do 3 swipes in from the outside. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna switch my cotton round section so that I've got a clean piece. Hold the other side taut, same 3 swipes into the midline of the lip. From there, if they still have on makeup, I'm gonna open this up. Introductory touch, full wipes at this point until the makeup is gone. From there, I'm gonna toss this in my trash. You guessed it, I'm gonna sanitize because we just touched the dirty trash. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the eyes. Holding the skin taut on one side, folding those cotton rounds. I'm gonna do 3 swipes from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner, from the top down. So 3 swipes from the inner to the outer, from the top of the, or bottom of the brow bone, really, to the very top of the cheek, right where the eye is. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Let me do that again from here. See it? 1, 2, 3. From the outer corner of the eye, I'm going to swipe underneath the bottom of the eye into the inner corner, and back around over the top. Folding and unfolding this as I need to for a clean section. Unlike the lip one, I am going to save this and just put it down on my station. If it's filthy, because they have a lot of makeup, toss them and get 2 new ones. For the duration of your program, you should be comfortable using 3 cotton rounds for the service. Some people use more, some people use less. It's a matter of preference. We're going to teach you how to use 3. Same thing on the other eye, but this time no narration. And down. That is the eye and lip cleanse. Eye and lips are clean. We are ready to move on to the first cleanse, which is the general cleanser for all skin types. We're going to use this product, applying it, working it in what I like to call dry, meaning we're not going to add water to it. And then from there, we're going to emulsify it, add water, and work it in again. So we're going to put it on our hands. I leave a little bit in the cup because we're going to need it when we go to get water. I'm going to rub that product into my hands, introductory touch, and I'm going to first spread it. Everywhere on the face is going to get product. Down to the temples, slight push in, that's my goodbye. Introductory touch, hello, spread. Down to the temples, slight press, goodbye. You do that enough, they're gonna know when you're gonna touch them and when you're not. So from there, I'm going to work this product in. I still haven't emulsified it yet. So I've applied it by spreading it. So now everywhere has product. Now I'm gonna work it in. This is a product designed to break up makeup, to remove the surface dirt debris. The reason I'm not emulsifying it just yet is because I want that product to get as much of that surface off as I can. And now I'm going to do the same thing I just did, but I'm going to add water, emulsify, to my hand. Get the rest of that product from the container off to the side because it's done. Emulsify. Now I'm doing this over my client so that you can see it. You will not do this over your client, water will drip. You're gonna do it all to the side. Again, that's why I like that or that 5th towel, because I like to keep it in my lap. Once it's emulsified, you know it is because you'll see a white milky substance. Introductory touch again, vigorous cleanse, 30 to 60 seconds. Working every area of the face. I like to use the analogy when you're working on the skin is taking a road trip. If you were going from, I don't know, Houston to Dallas, you've got to go through a bunch of different cities, unless you're flying.
I knew that was coming.
That's why I looked at it. Unless you're flying, you can go from here to here. But if you're driving, you've got to go and touch all these little cities before you reach your destination. Think about that every time you're doing a service and you'll consistently cover the face without a problem. I like to work the forehead and then straight down to the bridge of the nose. I'm just crisscrossing my fingers. Slight pressure, nothing aggressive. This is like I said, 30 to 60 second process. The full first cleansing should be a couple of minutes. From here, we can remove this product. You have a couple of options when removing. You can use your compressed sponges. You can use 2 4x4s, or you can use a hot towel. It's a matter of preference. You can't get it wrong. It's personal choice. I'm going to show you how to use compressed sponges and 4x4s.
Hot towels are really good for masks.
Hot towels are great. That's the only thing I use for masks. I'm glad you said that. Once I've gotten past the exfoliant, I'm only using a hot towel. Introductory touch, hands together to pray, down. Midline of the face, down. Midline of the face, down. Midline of the face. Instead of going down immediately, I'm gonna switch to the clean side, back down. From here, I can swipe. I can even fold and get a particular area. Notice one hand stays on while the other is working. That way I don't have to introductory touch until I'm completely done. I like the sponges, cleans well, takes this product off real easy, and they're nice and soft. Again, back into the water. I'm gonna do the same thing, but with the 4x4s. Introductory touch. Hands together to pray, back down. Flipping. Trying to stay consistently moving upward. If you do this, that's okay. What I'm not doing is this. Notice the pressure difference. I don't want to help gravity. So I'm going to pull up as much as possible. Thank you. It is plugged in, it's just time. All right, we'll beat it. From there, these would be tossed. So sponges we can save, 4x4s we've got to toss. We've still got our cotton rounds. Now that we've done the eye and lip cleanse, we're going to move, and then we've done the first cleanse with a neutral cleanser. We're going to go into the skin analysis. I'm not going to teach you a skin analysis today. It's its own class, but you're simply covering the eyes, letting the client know that you will be using a magnifying lamp with a bright light. You're going to turn the light on away from the client. Let the client know that they're going to see a bright light. If it bothers them, to let you know, and you can remove it. But if they keep their eyes closed, their eyes are covered, it will be less bothersome. It'll only be on for a couple of seconds. So lights on, lights up. To shield the eyes just a little, bring it over. Once it's over, I'm going to ask the client, all right, that light's above you. You still okay? Great. I'm going to check for a couple of different things: skin type, skin texture, skin conditions, hydration level, and overall look and feel. Again, we're going to go over that, but essentially we use this information to determine what we need to do in the facial service. So in this case, we are going to be doing a basic facial. We're going to be using the O-Oxygen, which is a antioxidant cleanser, great for anti-aging, great for acne, great for everything but pretty much pigmentation. And it's not going to hurt pigmentation. It's just not going to give you anything for it. So unlike the first cleanser, I'm going to use this product emulsified from the beginning. So I'm going to wet my hands, scoop out that product. Product is done, off to the side, and I'm going to emulsify it. See the difference versus that oil cleanser that didn't get very sudsy. This one is going to foam a lot.
I have a question.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
think I saw, maybe I wasn't paying attention. Did you use oil before you started everything?
What do you mean oil? An
Like-
oil cleanser?
Yeah.
You can. That
Do we have to do that?
no, you can use the makeup remover cleanser for that first cleanse.
Because in Salon Professional, they made us use like some sort of oils, and it.
Dermalogica came up with a cleansing balm
Okay.
that got really, really popular. So
It just
most
remi-
people that do a 3 cleanse routine
Okay.
will go in with,
It just
some
reminded
type
me
of
you
oil.
had to keep dipping your hand in it to
Yeah.
make it.
because that's emulsify it. So the first step in any cleanse is spreading it, touching all the areas, and then actually cleansing it. So on that first cleanse, remember we spread it, worked it in without emulsifying, then we emulsify. With this cleanse, we're going to spread it. Because it's already emulsified, go right into the cleanse.
Yeah, I noticed that with the oil, it soaks in really fast.
So it really, really
So you have to
does.
keep getting it a little bit wet.
Uh-huh.
So-
But it takes makeup off 10 times better.
I know, that's why
Yeah.
I also was asking if there was like a different oil base that we could use, because the one at Salon Professional was so thick. It's like
Oh yeah, we've got 2. So the jojoba and poppy seed one, and then we've got one that's a straight up like blend of oils. So you can try them both.
that's what I use at home to make my makeup. Our products that we're not getting.
Hands together to pray. Yes. Impulse back into the water. During your service, if you notice these fall off, fix them. Please don't wet people's hair because you don't want to fix the head drape. It's absolutely worth fixing it. If you get water in my hair during the facial, I'm be pissed. Do not wash my hair every day. Please cover it. I touched outside of my client or outside of my station, so I went ahead and sanitized. And those 3 segments are the first cleanse. So we just did the full cleansing segment of a facial. The client is primed, prepped, and ready to go on to the next. So from there, our next segment is our resurfacing. At the top, it'll say exfoliation 10 minutes. It's in the beauty book as well. For the exfoliator, we are going to need to cover the client's eyes. Put on our gloves, which I've thrown away, so I'm gonna run and get some. Bring our light over, mix our exfoliator, apply it, either allow it to sit under steam or work it in. So Hope's going to give me some gloves. So while she's doing that, I'm gonna show you how to mix the exfoliators. You wanna add water to these gradually. Remember, you can always add more water. You cannot add more product without it costing you money. So once you've already pulled it out, add your water slowly, mix it, and if you need more water, add more water. So the exfoliating enzyme is going to whip into a foam. It's almost like a cloud mixture. You'll know it, the right proportions of water and product, when it's light and airy. Now that that's mixed, I'm going to put on my gloves. You're going to wear gloves during the exfoliation and the extraction because of universal precautions. Essentially what that means is you want to assume when you are at risk of being exposed to blood or bodily fluid, that you protect yourself by wearing personal protective equipment like gloves, masks, aprons. In this case, because we're exfoliating the skin, we might pop a pimple, causing the client to bleed, and we want to make sure that our hands are covered. And because of exfoliation, we're going to go right into extraction. It really is the perfect time to go ahead and put those
After they get wet.
honestly, it's really a nightmare.
And they rip sometimes. Or a lot of the time. And they're about to with her
Facts. So wear nails at your own risk. It doesn't help that these are way too small.
I found that if you blow into them before you put them on, it kind of helps.
No, but I hate doing it.
I know.
I feel like it's sturdy, even though
Yeah.
obviously it's the inside of the glove. Also, this is probably implied, but don't do this over your cliente. I'm over here. I'm turned away. Done. I'm gonna add a little more water to this. Whipping it. If you're not getting dirty, you're not doing it right. Whip it good, it's gonna get everywhere. I'm gonna get as much of this as I can.
I think that's my favorite product out of all of them.
Really?
Which one is it?
The exfoliator.
In
the
the-
enzyme powder.
Yeah. Oh, oxygen cleanser.
That's my favorite.
I want that one.
So then I'm going to do my introductory touch. I've got my bowl with my products in one hand. I've got my brush in the other. Introductory touch, I like to rest my pinky. I'm gonna start at the midline of the chin and work my way up. I like one consistent spread. And then to cover areas that need to be covered, then I will go back and do a swipe. But to me, it feels weird when you're doing this. So I don't like to apply product that way. And literally all I'm doing is scooping my brush in my hands. Once that's done to the temples, this is over with, no longer needed on my station. This is, if you only have one brush, you're gonna wanna rinse this for your next application, so for your mask. If you have two, you can just put it all to the side. From here, this will sit for 6 to 10 minutes, depending on the client's skin type, skin condition. You can have steam going, or you can work it in with your fingertips. I'll just wet my gloves and work it in. Working it with your hands is nice because you get to feel the texture difference as you're going. These iPads, I like to cover the eyes during anything that may slip or roll into the eye. So anything that's gonna sit on the face, like the mask, the exfoliator for sure, If they're on the eyes and one of them falls off, you can just take your fingers, kick them to the side. But because that light's on them during this, I like to go ahead and have it covered. To the temples, remove. This product sucks all holy hell to remove. Please trust me when I say you are going to want to do a 2-pass removal. A preliminary removal with sponges and or 4x4s, and then a secondary removal with hot towel.
They get all like the cracks and crevices.
Now,
That's all exfoliator, honestly.
it's really, anytime it's granular like this, yeah. To the temples. Now I can no longer use these, they're in the trash. And then I'm gonna go with my hot towel and remove the other part that I lost. I bought 3, I know where I but excuse me, I'm sorry. So we have our wet towel here. When you take it out of your hot towel cavity, it's going to be rolled. I like to squeeze out any excess moisture. Drop that towel down, allow it to unroll. Hold it up into the 4s. Temperature test, temperature test. If you test the temperature on the inside of your wrist, if it's too hot for the inside of your wrist, it's too hot for their face. Drop one end, make your party triangles or your mountaintops. Down to the client. Rest it right at the top of their neck. Pull up one side, covering everything but the mouth and the nose. Pull up the other side, covering everything except for the mouth and the nose. Slight compress, slight compress. They love.
I was, yeah.
That's
I
the
don't know what it
jam.
is, but it's like the bee's knees.
Because it's so warm and then just cool.
At that point, you're like,
Hold one end, hold the other, hands together to pray, down. I like to do a little slight motion here. It's very hard to do with the mannequin. Take it, wrap the towel around one hand, making sure there's no loose angles. You don't want to slap them around like this. So holding it, hand on the forehead, getting any excess. You don't want to over pick at the skin, because remember, you've got a few more things that you're going to take off, so it'll be okay, it'll get it, but you do want to try to get as much as possible. From there, down to our dirty baskets. I like to leave mine at my station because I take it with me. I'm going to sanitize. Cover the eyes again. I just refolded my cotton round so that none of the parts with the exfoliator that may have gotten on it are on there. And then we get to move on to the next segment, which is extractions. Basic facial in any environment is going to give you 5 to 7 minutes for extractions. Any longer than that, you're going to charge for it. Or if you're going to do a machine-assisted extractions, like you'll learn in level 2, actually in week 6, with the vacuum suction, then you would charge for that as well. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to show you how to use the extractor. You will also get a little more advanced training on this. I just want to show you for now so that if you do try it, you don't hurt someone. So first things first is I like to make sure my extractor using any side of the loop is at the right angle. I like to hold this like a pin. So however you would comfortably hold a pin in your hand, that's how you want the extractor to fit. But when I'm using the loop, if I am holding it at a pin angle, I like for the loop to still be flush on the skin. So if I need to bend this a little more, I'll bend it. If I need to straighten it, I'll straighten it. So that's about a good angle for
We
mine.
can use our fingers in 2x4s,
You
right?
can use your fingers on 2x4s if you hate the extractor, which some people do.
Extraction.
I don't like the thing.
They hurt either way.
I don't like those. I like the little flat nose one that has like a little curve. It's like fat like
Is
this.
this end?
Here.
You can pull it up. So for the extractor or any type of extractions, you want to hold the skin taut in between two fingers. I typically do my middle and my thumb. Hold that skin tight. Place the extractor down and pull past the impact. It should pop up directly into that little loop. Oh, you're like a skin spatula, skin scrubber. Oh yeah,
Want
no,
me to show it?
that would cost. Yeah, you can show it.
Right here.
That would be a bonus. There we go. That's a scrun. Yeah,
I love this little thing. It gets all the and then you can show
and
it.
it doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt as bad as that. That thing hurts my face. So
It does.
then I'm like,
And if they are lighter skinned, it can make them really red and irritated. If they're darker skinned, you can actually cause hyperpigmentation.
Yep.
So this is an example of extraction. Again, we'll do just extractions, but it's a very simple process, especially with the tool. I'm gonna have to get a skin scrubber for here.
I don't mind not getting the time. I love it.
Yeah, and it's not expensive anymore. I had one that used to be $1,000.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Now that they've free, much cheaper. I like to take this and just throw it in the water. We're not gonna dip in this water anymore. When we need water, we're gonna pour over. So I like to just put it in there, and really I can put all of the things that I'm not gonna need anymore in there. So it's easy to take everything out. Once you've done the extractions, I like to take a 4x4. You can use toner, you can use water, you can use the post-extraction fluid and just swipe the areas that you extracted. Stop any bleeding if you can. If the client's not bleeding at this point, you can take your gloves off. If they are bleeding, I would keep the gloves on. Our client's a model, so gloves off because my hands are sore. Wrapping the gloves into themselves, into the trash, because I hit the trash, I would sanitize.
Do you need the trash can open?
You can leave it open during the service. You cannot leave it open when you are not actively working. That's why I recommend the step can, because you can just step on it. And you don't have to use an actual trash can. You can use the empty space on your desk. Put everything there, and when you're done,
I like throwing it away.
I like
I
throwing
don't
it
go
away
in
too.
because I don't like clutter.
I'm the same. I love everything to be clean. From there, our next segment, you see how it's next on our cart and there's nothing else here, is massage. I'm going to show you 3 basic massage movements. These are the movements that you are going to be tested on at State Board. There's 100 combinations of a massage routine that you could do. We have an actual massage routine written out. There's also a video on the massage routine. The 3 movements are going to be effleurage or introductory strokes, and then petrissage, which are going to be your pinching motions, and tapotement, which are going to be tapping motion. Those are the 3 things you're going to be tested on, and I will do them now. When you're using a massage lotion or a massage cream, it will get removed. So you can use as much as you need to for the client. We're going to hot towel take it off. I like to put it on the back of my hand and warm it so it's not frosty. If your steamer is going, take it over to the steamer, let the steam hit it, and warm it right up. I'm going to take a little, or in my case, a giant amount. This towel that's on the table, this is why I like it. I got so much I could just tap it off, or I can use the towel in my lap, wipe it off.
The pot falls off a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Introductory touch, spread the product. Make sure everywhere has product. See my iPad's in the way? Bye.
See you later.
Having the product on the back of your hand makes it easy to grab extra and not break contact. So those 3 movements: effleurage, light, stroking motions, typically moving up the face, working each section.
I used to have a way to remember which order they went in. I can't think of it right now.
Effleurage opens. Petrissage and tapotement are in any segment that you like. Effleurage close. Open. So when I'm starting the massage, I'm gonna effleurage. This is one example.
Oh, I remember. Effleurage, like the first, I do weird things like the first letter of things.
Ah,
So effleurage is enter,
that's nice.
and then petrifage. I think. I don't know. I had a little
Massage. I bet you have it written down somewhere. I like that. Enter. Stole it.
It's little weird things like that that help me.
I like to do this slower and with a little more pressure than my cleanse. So slower for sure, and then a little more pressure. After you've done effleurage, petrissage movements are pinching motions, literally sliding your fingers to each other while lifting the skin and rolling.
Is she doing the galvanic machine today? Does she need the mask? Like, use it over the client's face?
She was full of
She,
those. Are you saying like product mask?
yes,
She has a mask.
she does.
Just never have access.
All the masks are going to be really positive products. I like to also do knuckles at this point, but it's just a different type of petrissage. But for petrissage pinching,
I
rolling.
think it was pinch for petrol.
Petrissage,
Pinch
pinch.
and then tap. What is it that you said?
Ooh, say another thing.
No.
Oh, raindrops.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the
So when
last
you go
one,
like this.
tappement,
Yeah,
the tapping
tappement.
motion.
That's why I said tap.
And I would go raindrops. Drop tops. Why? Because it's a wake you up movement. It's literally to stimulate this cellular turnover, wake up the skin. This is great for anti-aging treatments. If you've got an older client, pulling up real good and doing a lot of tappement is really nice because you want to stimulate that skin. You want it to work.
I think it's so funny because it's something so simple, but it, like changes.
Oh yeah. There's so much that you can get into massage. Like, it's not just like we teach you the basic effleurage, petrissage.
Yeah.
We're gonna teach you a basic routine, but there are massages for anti-aging. There are massages for acne. There are massages and touch points for draining someone's sinuses. So it's so much more than just the basics. So
What
I've
is
done
that?
effleurage. Go ahead.
What is that stone that you use?
Jade.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
You're talking about the
Petrissage.
stone,
Do it.
the squiggly stone.
It's like you do it to you can
Right
do
here.
it, yeah, for your
It's
jaw,
like a
for your
weird-
jaw.
Oh, yeah.
or for your
Geisha.
I feel it a
Yeah,
squiggly
wiggly
stone.
stone.
Geisha.
Yeah.
So I have a random question.
Tappement.
What if they're bald? Do we rub their head?
You can rub their hair if they're bald or happy. I love a good scalp massage, but don't put oil in my hair if I just got a blowout. It's a matter of asking.
I don't like to oil my hair.
I love it.
I love
Always,
good
like,
scalp massage.
And
I
then
know.
in
I
with
asked
effort.
because I love my head massage,
Oh my god.
but I've never
But it always
had
leaves your
someone
hair
that has no
gross. Yeah.
hair. So.
So during that, I dropped my draping. I'm gonna fix it.
This thing just don't stay on our mannequins.
No, they don't.
Sleepy. You just had like 6 shots. Freaking coffee medication that I took.
Keep up.
This is so relaxing to me. Like just watching it makes me like.
You're gonna get chill in the room because it's all dark and music. I used to keep AirPods in, like not AirPods, but
I don't think it'll be.
but headphones, wireless headphones.
I don't think it'll be an issue. It's just because I took some medication earlier and it just. I'm definitely gonna be like that though.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna have music in my ear.
You have to.
Yeah,
I used to,
I
I used to study or watch movies. So I removed this with a hot towel or podcast. You can remove it with the sponges with the 4x4. Remember what I said, it's not our way that's right. It's what works best for you. But here's the thing, if you're here for relaxation, a hot towel after this is so much nicer. This mannequin is done.
I would think they would have like a stand up on it, that's like a platform to pull them down, so they don't.
There is, but
Probably.
they don't, wait, for a mannequin?
It should come like as a set.
Oh, well, have you seen the bottom of their heads?
But
Like
that's,
the back of
that
it?
goes on a tripod
Yeah.
and it
like
would
a-
still move, yeah. That's
That's
for
what I'm
like that.
saying, like a flat, maybe like a suction cup type deal, and then you pop that on top. Maybe I should invent it.
Oh my god.
As you should invent it so that it stays,
Do you want to all get rich?
yes. Well, you invented and I will just say that I gave you the idea. And fight you in court.
Or we just share the product.
You know, we're gonna have to share the world.
Well, I'll make it and you have people use it.
Okay, deal.
Works out this year out of school.
Advertise it.
From there, we're gonna go into the mask segment.
It'll be
Depending-
still nice, yes.
You too, you better not feel it. Based on the facial, you are going to go into the mask next. The mask can stay on anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the goals of the client. The face mask is really a relaxing part, but it's really the first part of the treatment that you are nourishing the skin. So I like to take my brush and just dapping it. If you can't see, you should be able to see this, but because that water is contaminated, it's got that exfoliant, I just use that little squeeze bottle, pour on top, catch the excess, and then I'm gonna get my product. So I'm gonna grab my product out of here. I'm gonna take all of it, back of the hand, or you no longer need. Warm it up or allow it to warm on my skin. Just FYI, this light is off.
People do that.
Warm it. Yeah. That light's off. I just have it on so we can see well. Eyes are covered. Instead of doing my regular introductory touch and then holding here, I like to introductory touch and then hold and place my hand all the way to the side of the face. That way I can get that product. Apply it. And if and when I need more, go to the hand, back to the face. To the hand, back to the face.
You
Now,
go over the lips?
no, you don't go over the lips unless you're doing a lip treatment, you can, but if they're talking or if they're like closing their mouth a lot, I wouldn't.
I always put Vaseline on them at the end.
Yeah. Just
There's something of the sort. My lips are always pussy after.
Mine
I'm like,
too,
Done, and then I'm gonna wipe the excess off with my towel. Bring on the steamer if you'd like steamer. If you don't want steam, you can just let it sit. At this point in the service, I like to do my client consultation chart. So filling out all the information on the client and making sure that they are getting, I'm putting all the information about their skin analysis, what products I'm gonna retail, the whole 9 yards. After you've done that, the last 5 minutes or so, I would do a neck and shoulder massage or a scalp massage, depending on your client. If you do neck and shoulder, that's what the muscle balm is going to be for. It is very much akin to an icy hot. It's got peppermint, eucalyptus. It's gonna give them a nice tingling feeling. Hope in particular wears gloves because it warms her hands.
Yeah.
So she can feel it for the rest of the day. I actually like it, so it's up to you. You're working the top of the chest, down the arms, back underneath the shoulder blades, all the way up to the neck. So unlike the facial massage where you're really doing a nice, good pressure, for the neck and shoulders, I like to really work it. So regular face, you can see slightly how my skin's indenting, neck and shoulder. See how much deeper I'm going? That right there, every time, will get you a really, really nice tip. People absolutely love the neck and shoulder massage. Now, if they don't like the muscle balm, then that's one thing. You can take it off with a hot towel and just use a regular massage and work that neck and shoulders. But working the neck and shoulders, the décolleté, working that area while that mask is on, one, gives you something to do while you're behind them, and two, fills that time so you're not just sitting behind the client and it's dead air. At this point, they should be asleep. But if they're not, You don't want them thinking like, what is she doing behind me? You know, stranger danger. I also like to clean up at this point, so that's what I'm gonna do for a few minutes before we remove the mask. Everything that has been used will go into my container. All my trash will go away. And the only thing left on my station will be the products that I'm gonna use next, which is the toner, the serum, the moisturizer, and SPF, so the dermal layering. So right now we're on deep treatment. I'm gonna pull this off to the side. If you have your own room with your own sink, I would just pop this into the sink. If I don't, I'm just gonna move it off to my little cart next to me so that I can take it when I leave. Once I'm done with all the cleaning and I'm ready to move on, I'm going to sanitize because I touched 432 things. I'm going to grab a new hot towel and remove this product.
That one minty.
Extremely minty. The muscle balm, you can smell it.
Yeah, which one's that one?
Muscle balm for neck
That
and
one?
shoulders.
Yeah, I've been interested in trying that.
Try it. We'll go for a run in the morning after you get back, shower, and we put it on like your
Unless
calves.
you don't like my thought.
And you can wear it all day. Well, I'm sensitive to those kinds of things. I love them,
Try a small spot thing. Yeah.
but sometimes my skin's like,
Yeah, it'll turn me red. Or
This is
stick
the
on my
point
tongue.
in which you want to make sure that everything that you put on is off of the skin. So what I like to do just to check for that is I'm going to take a 4x4, which I do not have anymore. I'm going to take a 4x4, I'm going to take toner, and I'm just going to clean up behind the ears, in the crevice of the nose, checking the neck, behind the ears on the other side, checking the hairline for any exfoliator. Trash, iPad trash, we're done with those. Now we need to tone. And that's why I have that. Obviously don't do that. I'm gonna show you how to tone with a pour, 4x4, saturate it, damp the excess, introductory touch, slight compress it in. So I'm not rubbing this, I'm compressing it in. We want as much of it to absorb as possible. This is a mannequin, so that's why it's still a little shiny, because the product doesn't have anywhere to go. If you are going to spray your toner, which I do recommend, I prefer spraying it. I'm gonna grab your toner with a spray bottle. You're gonna do 3 sprays in a whirlpool. So I like to go 1, 2, 3. Whirlpool it down. And spray it with the toner.
Yes.
This is not how you do toner. Okay, that's me. Yes, you can. Judy, professional. This is how you're gonna do that toner.
I'm gonna go off on with that.
1, 2, 3, work it in. Can you move your head back a little bit? There we go. 1, 2, 3. Work it down. Feel the difference?
So if it were not a spray, how would it come? Like what?
In
would
a
it
pour.
look? Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
exactly.
see?
I know. I know. And now let that. Feel the difference.
do you do essential oils at the beginning?
I had to, a spa that I worked at, and I hated it, but I do essential oils. We actually have essential oils.
Or like essential oils?
Just to enhance the
You
treatment.
just like kind of go over the top of them or under. Well, it's basically like you're getting ready to start, so they like relax. Take
I used to
your
do it.
breaths.
We have them. We rarely use them. I think they're in there. I'll get the bottle so you can smell all 4 of them. They're called senses. From there, we will go in with our serum. You're going to use the serum with your fingertips. This is going to be the driest part of our body, the thickest part of our body. So we want to make sure that we're only applying serum with our fingertips so that we're not taking those nutrients from the client. So we're going to introductory touch. I like to dab it in.
Well, this guy.
work it in. And then I will do the same for the moisturizer and SPF. You can use the full hand with the moisturizer and SPF. Again, I'm used to using fingertips, but if you did the full hand, that's gonna be okay. Spread. Now, be very careful not to do this as fast as the cleanser, but as slow as the massage. You don't want them thinking you're about to massage them again. So you just want to get it worked in. When I'm done, I like to orbit the eye down to the temples, do my final goodbye. Couple of second hold, 1, 2, 3, I'm counting. Taking a deep breath. And then from there, I like to drag down, undo my draping. And then I go to their neck and shoulders. I like to push real, real hard. Deep breath. Release that. Come from underneath them. And then pull all of this. Take it with me. So at this point, I'm going to tap the client and let them know, hello, Susan client, how are you feeling? I'm using my nice quiet voice, which is honestly a challenge.
Same.
I'm so happy, you know, how does your
How
skin
vocal I
feel?
am.
I'm like, hello. Don't do that. They're asleep. Letting them know the service is over. Wake up. Service is
It's
over.
me.
How does your skin feel? Anything itching, anything burning, whatever, maybe give them a mirror. Let them know that you're gonna step out, go ahead and break down some of their stuff as well as pull some retail for them. I'm gonna let them know to take their time to get up. Remember, you are on a bed, so the floor is a little closer than it may appear. Take your time, get up slowly. I'm gonna leave the light on for you so that you can see. Get dressed. Once you're dressed, just pop the door open for me. I'll be right back with some water. I'm gonna give them all of that. I'm gonna take all this fun stuff, turn my light away from my client. They should see absolutely nothing on the station when they get up. From here, I'm gonna run to the break room, throw away what I didn't throw away, put my towels in the laundry, wash my hands, start washing all the dishes, at least that way so they can start drying, grab the water and the products for the client to be retailed to, meet the client at the door. You have about 5 minutes to do that entire process. You do not have to do the cleaning part. I'm just a stickler, so I like to do it. But if you know you need time to talk to them, retail, leave the dishes in the back, greet the client at the door with water, take them to the front, recommend next treatments, recommend more services, recommend at least 3 products, leave them with the receptionist throughout the door. I know, right?
I always recommend 3 products.
Mhm.
I always start with the more expensive, obviously, and then work my way down.
Absolutely.
Depending. But if they do decide to get it, I write down what order to do it in.
Exactly. Okay, good. So we're gonna do a consultation, like introduction, like it's gonna be a class where we do the setting up and the retailing. But there is a form that we're gonna have that we talk about the client that you're gonna do. What I would recommend, remember when I said while the mask is on, cleaning and all that, that's when you write that down. So when I was an esthetician, I was doing private services. I was telling them the other day, I charge $150 for a facial. Doesn't matter what you got, it's $150. It could be 30, it could be 6 minutes, it could be 9 minutes. $150 is what I charged. I should have charged more. But every client after their service, and it took me typically a day, 2 or 3 days if I was busy that week. But after their service, I would write down everything that happened, what their skin looked like. I would take a before and after, like the whole thing. And I would send it to them in an email, like a PDF. They're like, here's your skin diary. It would have a before the facial. It would have all the stuff that we did, what products we used, what worked really well, what worked, what didn't, what we talked about, if anything. The retail that I told them to buy, if they bought it, the steps, if they didn't buy it, let them know that these are the items still available to you if you change your mind or this is how you would order.
I love that.
And then the